what you should do and what vehicles to look for when you're actually selecting a bug-out vehicle, or what you might already have. Most people are going to have something like this. It's modern. It's a 2018 Toyota Tundra. Nice truck. Very reliable. Carries a lot of gear. You got room for 5 and a pickup bed in the back. 4-wheel drive. It's pretty solid. But it has a lot of electronics that could fail, especially if there's going to be an EMP attack. So you are going to want to install some type of countermeasures, such as the ferrite EMP defense, to take care of the vehicle. Whereas something like this is much more simple. This is a 1986 Defender. It's got crank windows and it's very, very simple. Few electronics and easy to work on. Parts are readily available, and because of its size, it can pretty much go anywhere. You would use something like this if you were in a wooded area, maybe you have some hills, or there's some terrain that you need to cross. Something like this will get you where you need to go pretty much every single time. But it's not necessary. Take a look at what you need and what your situation is, and make a decision. But what we have here at the Survival Summit is all the equipment and tools that you need to make sure that whatever vehicle you choose, you're going to be protected. Whenever you're ready to choose what vehicle you're going to use to bug out or have as your vehicle to get out of Dodge, there's a few things you want to consider. Obviously, there's a lot of different choices on the market, even some newer stuff, such as this Tundra. It's a really nice truck. Reliable, well-built. You have 4-wheel drive for inclement weather, as well as some off-road situations. It's got a nice bed to carry a bunch of stuff. Cargo, 5 seats in the back, in case you need to carry your family. Stuff like this is great, but there are some positives and negatives. Obviously, you're going to probably want to do some modification if you're going to take it anywhere. These tires, not so great for off-roading, but good for highway driving. As well as the wheelbase. It's going to be a little bit difficult to get this into some tight, intricate areas in the woods. So you want to consider where you're going to go to get to your next spot or your next location or safe house. These are all items that you want to consider when you're choosing a vehicle, as well as how complicated it is. These have a lot of electronics in them, stuff that can easily fail, especially if there's an EMP attack. You want to be protected, but also you might want some creature comforts, so it's a different balance. Take a look at what your needs are and what you want to do. Something like this, it'll pretty much take you where you need to go, but its wheelbase is going to limit you in terms of how much all-terrain or off-road you're going to be able to do. There are some stuff that you can change, such as lift kits, raise the vehicle up and get a little bit more ground clearance, or so you can carry more cargo, as well as changing the tires, possibly adding some body protection, stuff like rock sliders or recovery gear, including a winch. All will help you when you're going to use this vehicle in all types of situations, especially if you're going to be using it off-road. We took a look at the more modern vehicle with the Toyota Tundra, but now for something a little bit different. Say maybe you don't need to drive your bug-out vehicle every single day, or you also want to use it for multiple purposes, including having fun. I give you the 1986 Land Rover Defender, or any Land Rover Defender, old Jeep, or something that's simple but rugged. You're not going to have the same creature comforts that you might have in the Toyota, but what you gain is off-road ability, durability, and simplicity. There's not a whole lot of electronics in here to worry about. Some of these can even be had with a mechanical diesel that doesn't even require electronics to run. You're also going to have a lot more ground clearance and ability to modify. Something like this, with a set of tires, will go basically anywhere you want it to go. And because of its smaller size, it'll fit in more tightly wooded areas to get to your safe location if you needed to. You can also use it to have fun. Things to consider. With something that's as old as this, you want to be a little bit more mechanically inclined. It's an older vehicle. It's going to need some more maintenance and upkeep than something that's newer. But the trade-off is you get a whole lot more capability for where you need to go. Something like this is very easy to modify with just a mild lift and some off-road tires, as well as a winch. And you have not only a vehicle to get you anywhere, but almost a piece of equipment as well. You can use it around the house. It's great. And you can also use it to have fun. But more importantly, this is going to get you where you need to go. Other advantages to something smaller like a Defender or a Jeep or even an older Bronco is the size of it. They're a lot more narrower than a modern car. So they can fit into a tightly wooded area and get into different situations that you might not be able to with a larger vehicle. As well as the wheelbase, it's much shorter. You're going to have a lot more ability to climb over obstacles and get through obstacles that would normally leave another vehicle stranded. Things such as rocks, boulders, as well as crossing potentially water hazards. These were designed with very little electronics, as well as raised air intakes. You can even add one that's even higher if you needed to get through, say, a flooded area. So if you live somewhere that's potentially floods often and you need to get out, this might be something that you want to have in your toolkit to get you to a safer location because of its ability.